to live. What risin promises, 'cause we're looking, we're on our way. And yes, we've just begun. I'm looking at we've only just begun. It starts on a D chord, and then you go to a G major 7. And basically you've got your G chord here. If you move this top E down 1 and play it that way, that gives you a G major 7 back to the D. And the intro goes around that. It's that G major 7 back to the D, back to the G major 7, and then you go into the D and it's we've only just been back to that G major 7, and you get an F sharp minor 7. Now if you bar across the 2nd fret of the 4 bottom strings and you play just the 4 bottom strings, that will give you an F sharp minor 7. Then I'm going to a B minor 7. So if you've got your G7 shape here, which if that's your G chord, you're lifting off your small finger. If you take it down 1 fret and lower your fingers down 1 string, that gives you your B minor 7. Then we go to an E minor 7, and that's your E minor. And you're just adding in the D note here, which is the 3rd fret of the B string. Back to the B minor 7, E minor 7, and you've got an A7 sus4 to the A7. Now that's your A chord. Lift your middle finger off, that gives you your A7. If you move this 2nd fret of the B string up to the 3rd fret to the D, that gives you your A7 sus4. Slide it back down to the 2nd position, that gives you your A7. So playing through that, you've got that A7 sus4, A7, A7 sus4, and we've only just begun. And it's a D major 7. And the D major 7, you're barring the 3 bottom strings, 2nd fret, adding in the D note, and then back to the G major 7. And then we come to the bridge, and you're on a B to an E major 7, back to the B, E major 7, and the E major 7, you're fretting the 2nd fret of the D string and you're barring the 3 bottom strings there. So you've got this sharing the horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way. And then it changes chords. Now if you find that quite difficult, what you can do, you might find this easier, is if you bar it here, you're barring across, but if you mute the E string there, Workin, and then press down harder, and then get that G sharp in there, 4th fret of the E string, and then off. So you've got the sharing the horizons that are new to us. You might find something like that easier because you're not moving your hands around as much, but it is this B to an E major 7. And then we come up to the E flat. So the E flat is the same shape as the B minor 7. You're moving it up 1 fret to here. But then you come to an A flat major 7. Now this chord's quite tricky. There's a few ways of playing it. You can play it here, which is the 6th fret from the D to the 5th, 4th to the 3rd, running down. Or you can play it here where you're barring across 4 bottom strings and I'm fretting the 3rd fret of the G. So you've got or there. And the other way of playing it is here, and you're barring across the 4th fret. you're fretting these two middle strings on the 5th fret, so that's the D and the G string, bowing across the 4th, and you're adding in the 6th fret of the A string, and again that's an A flat major 7. So you've got them options, and they go working it over, just the two of us, or the signs along the way. There is another way of playing it that is going to be easier if you find that really difficult. If you keep that shape but move your two fingers up one string and move them up one fret to there, it's not going to be the right, but it is a lot easier to play it that way for you. And the rising said I knew to us. Right there. So you've got that. Yeah, in the rising said I knew to us. Working the songs along the way. And then you move up to the working it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together. And again, this here, this is your A7 sus4 to the A7, and then you're back to the beginning. It's that D,